1548 to 1600, a man
Yeah.
existed whose name is called Giordano Bruno. This Bruno is the first man who picked up a telescope and looked above the sky, and then he discovered that another life existed, a whole different world existed beyond this earth that we are living on.
Just pay attention and listen to this. You will learn something from this. Just pay attention.
Otherwise, he's the first person who has perception of this thing called planet. Because before this time, the Catholic people have believed and mentored the whole world to believe that earth is the only thing in existence. And therefore, above the earth or in the cloud lies an existence called heaven. And whoever that dies ascend that place to go and meet with the Lord. So now, Bruno is the first man. The man existed from 1548 to 1600. He was the first man who picked up a telescope, looked to the sky, and saw that there is another world above this cloud that we are looking at. That this world, this cloud is not hosting any heaven or any hell. And so the man went and began to preach this thing to people. He even went as far as to go and show it to the Pope. So when the Pope collected the telescope from him, looked through it, and above the sky, the Pope began to see that this man is actually right. Actually, there's another planet that existed, something like Jupiter, something that like Mars, something like Saturn. And the man says, no. If we leave this guy here, this guy is going to corrupt the mindset of people and make them stop believing in what is called heaven and hell. And this is going to come against our already existing way of controlling their mind. My brother, go and verify. The Pope gave order, and Bruno was burnt alive in a broad daylight. As I'm talking to you, I will show you proof with evidence. As I'm just talking to you, I will show you screenshot of this. You can go and Google about it in Google. Bruno Giordano of Italy. He was burnt alive in a broad daylight, the first man to look above the sky and saw that there is another planet that existed, therefore making people to believe that heaven is not what is resident above the cloud. This thing continues. Do you know that eventually, as time goes on, another man called Galileo was the second person who picked this same telescope, looked above the sky, and the man became available to explore the mysteries beyond the cloud. He was the second person who discovered that above the cloud is not any heaven or hell. That above the cloud is different planets, the Mars, the Neptune, the Saturn, the Jupiter. But Galileo, who has already heard what happened to Bruno, concealed this thing. He was afraid to speak it because he knew that if I speak it, they will burn me and they will kill me. So Galileo concealed this thing until he wanted to die. That was when Galileo now explained explicitly, called a press interview and explained explicitly about another existence of another planet, Earth, above this Earth. After that explanation, Galileo now did what? Now died. I'm going to show you proof. This is to tell you how far the Catholic people has went in convincing or constraining the mindset of people that there a heaven or something existed above here where God lives. Now, as a child, when we are growing up, we all believe that above the sky is where God lives. And beneath our legs is where Satan lives. That's why those days, if you go to Sunday school, they will tell us to start singing Zogbo Ekwensu Noko, Zogbo Ya Nepele, Ekwensu Nagahali, Ikechukwemeli. We'll be Zogboing Ekwensu with our legs, thinking that Ekwensu is living beneath the sky, beneath the ground. And our people believe that God is living somewhere in the sky. That's why it's up there. Obinigwe Ogodiane Megene Aponana. But now, this man is the first person to prostrate this rule, saying that there is no heaven anywhere in the sky. I'm very grateful and glad in my heart that my UK brother who studied astronaut physics in UK, he has a PhD. He just contacted me, I think that was last week, and he's telling me that I am planning to come and build an enlightenment school in Enugu. This now I'm telling you, he has already bought the land. It's just to start building immediately because there is money now. So that the agenda of this is, let me build this place so that our students, our little children can come to this school. Then we tell this our little children, please, put your eye in this telescope. Look above so that through their own eyes, they can see that beyond this sky is not any heaven. That beyond this sky is not any spirit. That beyond this sky is not any angel or Satan. That beyond this sky is another whole external world on its own. That the white men people actually journeyed there to explore life, to the existence. Elon Musk has traveled to the Mars to just normal holidays. But this our little child and their little child has been convinced to believe that heaven existed above this cloud. So the children can practically visualize, have experience that actually it is true that above this sky is another world, not anything heaven or hell. I love that my junior brother who studied astronomy again. I thank that my junior brother for bringing this idea to me. You know, one of the highest system that the Christians use to capture the mindset of our people is fear. The fear. Because when we grew up, you find out that we are much more conscious of hell than conscious of heaven. That is why, for instance, if you are as a small boy, you know that if your mother tell you, please watch this place. If you watch this place, I'm going to buy you a toy if I come back. If you come back from school and you are distracted, that making you unable to watch that plate. There is nothing much to lose. The only thing is that you will not get that toy. But if my mother says, God, you watch this plate. If you don't watch this plate, if I come back, I'll beat the hell out of you. Fear will constrain you. There is nothing again that will make you not to go and watch that plate. So this is what the Christians used. Christians instigated fear into us. So as a child, I grew up afraid of hellfire. So they begin fear to terrorize us. You imagine a pastor standing on the altar after preaching discipline, and then he begin to tell you, now, if you are a sinner here, you know that rapture is coming very soon. How do you know? When do you know that it's going to happen? It may be this afternoon, it may be this evening. Your soul will rot in hell. If you die this moment, where are you going to? Come and give your life to Christ. Come and give your life to Christ and be saved. They are instigating fear in you. And as they are talking this thing, if the one that started altar call in any church, go and check. Only like 3 or 4 people will come out. Until the man of God says, now I'm giving the last minute, which is before the count of 5. 1, 2. Come out now before it is too late for you. You don't know what will happen outside. Come out now. And people will start running out for altar call. Then I said to myself, this is not salvation. This is not salvation. This is obedience